Okay, so religion. I do consider myself religious. I just don't believe that it's all one supreme being. I have not researched more or less, but I have asked questions into different religions. Just being in my family alone, just for such a mixed family, I have different religions and like my cousins and my uncles and stuff. So I do believe that there are certain ways that every religion is connected. Um, I think that for myself, there could not be one supreme being to have full control over everything, because even in like the older religions there were multiple gods that had different control over certain like spiritual or like elementals. Like even with Hindi today, there's still different gods, and they each have control over different aspects of life. It's not just one all powerful one, I guess you could say. um but there are connections throughout, I think, all the religions. They for the most part believe in a sense of right and wrong. um there are certain ways that I guess you could worship the god, or even afterlife. There could be surely different ways to, I guess you could say, that yeah, I believe there is an afterlife. Um, if it's an afterlife, or like, I guess you could say just like a different level of existence, because there's no true way of knowing. There's people who say that they can like expand their mind and become a part of the other side of a world. I guess like spirits and ghosts and things like that. But I believe in that. I still believe in ghosts and spirits, and there's demons, of course, and everyone doesn't believe that, but I myself do. Um, how you perceive religion, I guess, would be how you're raised with it. You can be very, very religious. Your parents are devout, go to church every week, no sinning, pray before every meal. Um, or you're Muslim, or any other religion, you're very, very devout, and you're faithful, and you're loyal to it. Sometimes I guess religion could be to a fault, but I still don't believe that religion as a rule is a cause for the way people act. I think they use it as an excuse because they are not trying to deal with what is really the underlying issue. Um, I'm not too big into war history. I know of wars, obviously, but I guess they could say the whole terrorist war, assassination, starting wars, all of that, they always kind of have a claim that, you know, they were doing good. They're trying to make a change for the better. Um, I I don't know if they could say that that is a religious sense. I could probably guess that they say that that's a right from wrong. They're trying to be bigger, in a sense, by trying to start this change. Um, but I don't believe that it is truly based off of religion. It could be a sense of false loyalty. They don't know what to believe if they don't believe in themselves. I think religion sometimes can be a good lure for, I don't have another way to say it, weak-minded people. If they don't have a strong sense of self, I think that they turn to religion to hold on to and kind of base their life off of that. But again, I personally believe it's how a person is raised. If they change their mind as they get older from a very religious family growing up to when they're adults and they choose to live a different way of life, then I congratulate those people because they're actually putting themselves out there and exploring something that they probably never would have thought of, or their parents have never even thought of. So it could be that there are just different aspects of it. I believe that humans in general like to have something to blame. Yeah, they like to have something to blame. I don't know, scapegoats, martyrs, just framing people. Or it's just something that they want to do, but after they do it, people see it as wrong and they don't want to take the blame. So they said, God made me do it, or, Allah, or whoever. There's, a lot of different ones. But I think that religion needs to be studied. It's kind of like a taboo. I think still today. People are afraid to learn more about what they don't know. I think if people understood more religions, they would be more understanding towards different people. I think a lot of issues wouldn't happen if people were more willing to understand where people's thought process was coming from. If they could just ask simple questions, not even the hard ones, just simple questions to try to understand, I think that would solve a lot of problems. Honestly, I truly think it would. But people are closed-minded or scared or just don't care. They're happy in their life and how they want to see things. But I think that is a wrong way to live life. There are too many different types of people to be so closed-minded and judgmental and not willing to see how a person perceives life. Could, potentially cause a lot of rifts in something that could have been very simply solved. I don't think that religion should be in schools because I think that if we make it standardized, it will take the willingness to learn it out of the option. It needs to be wanted to learn. If it's forced onto people, it won't work. Like, I don't believe it will work. You can't force someone to learn what they don't have no interest in. And some people could even twist it because there's possibly different, like how there's different versions of the Bible, there's possibly different versions of other religious books. They're written by humans. They're written as each person's own opinion or own version of the story. It's hard to tell what the true source, what's the original story. It's all folklore. It's all stories. So it's hard to tell, but religions in schools. Sorry, lost my train of thought. So no, I don't think religion should be taught in school, but I do think that there should be more ways to access the different types of religion. It's truly hard to find information on all the different groups, of all the different groups and all the different religions, especially ones that are more isolated, smaller groups. It's harder to get knowledge and information off of that. But again, I think it comes down to the same fact that if you put religion in a box, there's only so much truth that will fit without people paraphrasing or simplifying a complicated subject. And truths could be lost. So I think people should study religion, and then if they choose to follow a certain practice, that is all their choice. But I think people should be willing to learn and be more open-minded about religion. It's something that, for myself personally, I have studied and I've asked questions to people. I've read books. I've, willingly wanted to learn. It's something that has interest in me. Still does. Still, I don't know. There's a lot of different things that religion can touch on. Pretty much everything. Because people do use it as an excuse or as an alibi or even a way of life, because they think that what is the religion saying should be the ultimate way. And every religion is different, so how does anyone know what is the right way if you're not willing to learn all the different ways to make up your own opinion? So, yeah.